everybody, welcome back to Let's Get Devoted with Ansley Bidet. And today I have one of my friends here. She is a softball athlete, and yeah, we're just gonna have a little interview conversation.
Hey guys, I'm Summer. Like Ansley said, I play softball, and I am a junior in high school.
Nice.
And I'm an outfielder in softball.
I think that was really good.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Let's just talk. Okay. So, recently you've had like this injury, and like I think a lot of people that we know about it. So like, go through like the story with me. Like, how did this happen?
Okay,
You know?
So if you don't know, I have a torn, well, it's not torn anymore, I just had surgery. I had a torn ACL, torn meniscus, and torn MCL. So I was playing center field in softball, and a ball was hit to right center, and I caught the ball, and I was catching the ball as my left fielder dove into my leg, and I'm already hypermobile, so my leg, when I stand, my knee kind of goes back, which isn't supposed to happen.
Hypermobile? I have never
it's
heard
like
of
double
that term.
jointed.
Oh, but like in your leg?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So like, you know how I can do that weird thing with my elbows?
Oh my gosh, your elbows.
Yeah. It does that with my legs too.
Yeah.
And so when she dove into me, my knee went further back than it normally does, even while being hypermobile.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a pop, and down goes Summer.
So did you like cry or what? Like,
Okay, well, first off, major point right here. I caught the ball.
okay, you caught the ball and tore your ACL. I
got the out.
Yeah.
I made the play. Don't worry. And so, yeah, I kind of fell. And then I was sitting on the ground, like, with my good leg, like, laid out straight. Mm-hmm. And I was, like, holding my other knee. Because, like, at the time it didn't really hurt. It just felt weird.
You were hugging your other knee.
No, I was hugging the hurt knee.
No, the hurt knee. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. It's kind of confusing, and I don't really know how to word it sometimes. But then I, like, sat there for a second. It didn't really hurt. So if you don't know, when you tear your ACL, some people can't feel it at all. So I couldn't feel my ACL hurting. What it hurt was my MCL, which is on the inside of your knee, kind of facing your other knee.
Okay.
And so that was what, like, I had pain, but at the time it didn't really hurt. So I was like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then, like, I started to try and stand up, but I couldn't really stand. So then, like, at that point, it had been a second, so my softball coaches and the umpires had come out to the outfield and were, like, checking on me. And one of my coaches, she's a PT, she was asking me, like, what happened? And I go, well, I felt and heard a pop, but my knees pop all the time, so I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. And that's literally what I said to her, and her face went from, like, not really concerned to, like, oh gosh.
Yeah, because when you hear pop, you think of, like, that's, like, what you hear when, like, something, like, gets dislocated or something, like, tears.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you think of as, like, a pop.
So, yeah, when you tear your ACL, it feels like a pop. You hear a pop. And keep in mind, I don't think I said this yet, but the coach that is a PT, she also has torn her ACL before. And so she has the aspect and the perspective of PT and, like, being an injured athlete.
Right.
And so her face went from, like, maybe she just, like, fell weird to something's actually wrong here.
Yeah.
And so then I was, like, basically telling my coaches and the umpires that I was fine and that they should let me keep playing because it didn't hurt. It really didn't hurt.
No,
it just felt weird. And so the umpire was like, well, if you can run to the fence and back. So I got up.
Did you start running?
I jogged to the fence and back. It just felt weird. It didn't really hurt. It didn't start hurting till the day after when it was swollen. But believe it or not, I jogged to the fence and back for no reason, because they pulled me from the game anyways.
Yeah, I mean, like, no offense, but I'm glad they didn't, like, keep you playing when you had a torn ACL.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, if I didn't tear my MCL too, I wouldn't have, like, I probably would have hopped right up and not noticed.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who play on, like, torn ACLs all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know who Lindsey Vonn is?
No.
She was a Olympic skier, snowboarder, something.
Actually, no. Yeah, I've heard of that name.
She competed in the Olympics with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
So, like, some people, like, they don't feel it at all.
Oh.
So it's probably good that I tore my MCL too, because that caused me to, like, actually have some pain and go to the doctor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the story.
So have you had any other like injuries, or like is that like the only injury you've had?
I mean, I've had some minor injuries that like go away, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like obviously with softball, it's like a rough sport, so I have a few scars from just like being cleated and like
because I feel like
diving,
with, like,
bruising.
softball, it's like when you get injured, it's like immediate. Like with running, it's like you don't feel it until like way over time.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, not all the time. Sometimes you just like twist your ankle, but like most of the time you like just fracture. Like it gets fractured from just overuse. And like with stuff like softball and like other sports, I feel like you see like those videos and it's like the shins like split
everything
in half and
yeah
stuff. It's like crazy.
Anything can happen in any second. And that's something that like you can't take for granted when playing a sport like this, because
I think my mom actually had all of her teeth, like her front, or no, maybe it was her like, I can't remember if it was her bottom or top teeth, but a softball rolled up and hit her teeth.
Yeah.
And then her brother, I guess, was playing baseball, and then he like swung the bat back and like hit her teeth like out her like another time. So both times her teeth got knocked out were because of that sport.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
Our second baseman for high school ball like dislocated her elbow or shoulder, I can't remember which one, but in the championship game. So like you can go from being completely fine to like being in an ambulance, being pulled from the game. Like I didn't have to go in an ambulance, but like it's crazy how fast things can change.
Yeah. And well, okay, actually this is like a real question. Like with diabetes, does it like change the way you play?
So
is that like an okay question to ask?
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Okay. So with having type 1, I'm on an insulin pump and a CGM. And if I wasn't on those things, it would make my life a whole lot harder, because a CGM checks your blood sugar for you. And so basically anytime I feel weird, I just look at my phone and see my blood sugar.
Right.
But if I didn't have that, I would have to like, I don't know how to explain this. I would have to be pulled from the game, or like we'd have to call timeout for them to like prick my finger, or me prick my finger, test my blood sugar, then see like how we react from there. Whereas like with my phone, my coaches like can hold my phone in the dugout and see my blood sugar. Sometimes it disconnects, which happens, but most of the time I can feel it. But like if my blood sugar started to like drop or go low, my coach can see my blood sugar from the dugout and be like, oh, this is when we have a problem, and then pull me from the game there, instead of like having to, or well, it wouldn't be pulling me from the game, it would be like pulling me out of the game for a second to then put me back in. And like with the CGM, I can like know that I'm gonna go low in the next 20 minutes and like pre-game.
Right.
So like I could pre-eat, so then I'm not low.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like another like thing to think about. But
so what happens if it gets like high? Like I don't understand. Like I understand like it getting low, but like what does it mean when it's like too high?
Sometimes adrenaline and heat can cause blood sugar to rise. So that's another thing with softball, is it's outside. Sometimes I'm really excited to be there. Sometimes it's just like a softball.
Yeah.
But
no, girl, I totally get that.
Yeah, but so my insulin lowers blood sugar. So when I eat, that typically raises blood sugar. So when I like eat dinner or lunch or breakfast or a snack or like anything, I give myself insulin to like kind of counteract those the food.
Yeah.
And so if my blood sugar starts to go up, I just need insulin. And so my CGM and pump, they talk.
Okay.
My insulin pump knows what my blood sugar is.
Right.
So if it's like, oh, Summer's blood sugar's high, it'll start to give me insulin to help lower my blood sugar.
Okay.
So even if my phone is all the way in the dugout, it's still doing that for me.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So, has there ever been, like, an experience where in a game you've had to be pulled out, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a few times. And then other times, like, so my insulin pump is, like, but it's, like, a sticker patch thing. And there's been times where, like, I dive back to first base and it, like, comes off my leg.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, most of the time, if that were to happen, I, like, find a second later in the game. Like, I can go, like, 10, 15 minutes without my insulin pump being on. Right. So, say I dive back to first, my insulin pump comes off. Then, like, I get home, I score. There's 2 outs, and we're batting. So, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to change it right now. But next time we're in the dugout for hitting, I'm going to change it. Mm-hmm. Because when I'm fielding, obviously I want to be in the field and I want to still be playing. But then when I come back in the dugout, I just hit. So I should have a second before I'm up to bat again. And I've gotten pretty good at changing my insulin pump really quick. So before I have the chance to bat again, which I might not even in this inning, I change my insulin pump real quick.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, it's just part of it. I've gotten used to it.
It's interesting because it's like, I mean, also like not the like like as a like a runner with a bunch of like other stuff going on, like I totally get like during a race, like sometimes or like before race, I actually thought I had asthma for a while. Mm-hmm. Turns out I definitely did not have asthma, but I would have like, I actually would just have panic attacks at the end of my races, and I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I thought it was asthma. Yeah. So for the longest time, I had like an inhaler, and I would just like do my asthma inhaler, but I didn't have asthma, so it was making it worse. Mm-hmm. So, but I just think it's interesting, like to hear it from like a softball perspective of like, because y'all actually have like times in the game where you have to like almost like just regroup your mentality for a second, like mm-hmm. about to go back in there, and then like on top of it, like, you know, with another thing.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this isn't diabetes related, but this is just softball related. It's mm-hmm. like, there's like kind of 2 parts of the game. There's hitting, and then there's like when you're in the field, right?
Right.
So like, if you strike out when you're hitting, that's half the game. You know what I mean? You can't just like take that mentality from striking out and bring it with you into the field and then play bad in the field because you struck out. You have to leave that in the past and mm-hmm. move on. I mean, all sports are kind of like that. Like, play by play, leave it, or like race by race, you leave it in the past.
Yeah.
But softball is very like, you can't let one little thing like, affect your rest of your game. Right.
Especially, you have to get over it fast. Like, when I have a bad race, I literally just, like, go home. I, like, sit in my room, like, by myself, and I just, like, have to, like, process it, I think. And sometimes I think I let it process too long to where it, like, definitely leads. Like, the next race, I'm like, you know, like, mm-hmm. I have that voice in my head, like, what if, like, that was, like, the best race you're gonna do this season? And it's, like, obviously not, but I think, yeah, like, I feel like especially in high schoolers now, like, mental blocks are, like, a big thing.
Yes.
So it's, like, nice to see people who, like, you know, have more than just a game going on. Like, you have other stuff you're dealing with, and you're still, like, a great athlete, you know?
Yeah, a lot of that's mindset.
Yeah, but that's, like, a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing.
It's, like, weird to think about it like that because, like, diabetes is just, like, every day for me. Like, I don't have a break from it. I mean, I'm not complaining. Well, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, mm-hmm. it's just there. Like, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But, like, having your perspective on, like, the fact that I play softball while having diabetes mm-hmm. when I could just, like, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think...
I don't really think about that typically.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I mean, I had several instances this year, too, with... Because, like, once your, like, health starts to, like... It's, like, physical, mental health. Like, once it starts to feel different, like, when I started to get, like, bad, like, race anxiety or bad, like, I would get so nervous, and everyone would be like, oh, like, you just care a lot. And I'm sure I definitely did care a lot. But it was kind of, like, ruining the sport. And to now, like, I took a break from track this year, so it's like now it's going back into this next season. I'm feeling already a ton better because I realized, like, it is deep, but it's not that deep to where it was like keeping me from performing. If that makes sense.
I get that. I feel like I really started to like be in my prime right before my injury. Like I was putting in the work. I was on a team where like I felt loved, I felt wanted, I felt like I was like actually part of the team. And I'm not saying like I haven't not been on a team like that, but like actually like felt like I was going to make an impact and help this team a lot. Like with my heart and on the field, you know what I mean? Like,
hey everybody, we are pausing for a short break. I just wanted to say, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's Ansley Boudet, and that consists of running vlogs and podcast episodes. We are starting small right now, but it will be bigger, and we are going to have a lot of more things uploaded this month. And if you haven't followed Instagram, it's at Let's Get Devoted, and it's Ansley Boudet. And basically, Let's Get Devoted is our podcast episodes, basically just conversations, and it's Ansley Boudet is all going to be mainly just running based, and obviously the YouTube is both. So while that's a little bit confusing, I hope you can follow all three of those and subscribe to the YouTube, because we are going to have a lot of new things coming out this month. And yeah, it would just be greatly appreciated. And thank you all so much for tuning in to our episode today.
Okay. Anyways, so I feel like this past year I've improved so much, and I would actually I played for less than half a game for this season. I feel like this is the season of my prime. Like, I was actually getting good. I'd put in the work. Like, I think I was going to play more for school ball. I was obviously going to play on my travel ball team. Like, it was just good. And then I played less than half a game, and here we are now. Out
Wait,
for
this
at
happened
least...
during a game? I thought it was during a practice.
No, it was at our first tournament of the season.
Oh, my.
Hey, but you probably don't know about softball stats, but maybe some of our listeners might know.
Yeah.
I am currently batting 1,000 and have 2 putouts. So
no idea what that means.
Okay, so
put it in like terms.
It's like batting average. So like
again.
Okay.
Batting average. I've heard of this. Okay, there's math questions on it.
There's math questions.
I don't understand.
I'm gonna put it in simple terms.
Okay.
Basically, they like average together like your hits, your like strikeouts, walks, and stuff to like get a number. And since I only got a bat once for this season, and I got a solid hit, I'm batting 1,000. So like I didn't have any strikeouts. Like, so that batting 1,000 is really good. But since that's my only bat for the season, it's kind of funny. And then putouts are like I got outs in the outfield. Like, I caught balls.
Okay.
So one of those was when I got hurt, and the other one is another fly ball I caught.
So what's like a good batting average? Like 1,000? Is that like
yeah, 1,000 is good. But
it's only off of one.
For softball, like a 0.3, 0.4-ish batting average is good.
And so 1,000 is like...
It's like when the start of the season happens, most people are at 1,000 if they don't strike out. Like, if you get a hit and you get on base, you're at 1,000. You're at 1,000. But, like, as the season goes on, when, like, you strike out or, like, you hit a fly ball or a ground ball to a second baseman and they flip it to first base and you're out, like, your batting average kind of, like, slowly
decrease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm getting it.
Picking up what I'm putting down?
I think so.
So my stats right now are really good because I played for less than half a game.
So for softball, do y'all like have a rank? Like, are y'all ranked on the team, or is it like y'all are all kind of at the same level? You're just on varsities.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for like cross country, it's like not explicitly like, oh, like you're number 1, number 2, number 3, but like we all like know. You know?
Yeah, there's not really, like, a ranking system like that. I mean, like, in the state of Georgia, there's, like, ranking systems. Some of our girls on our high school team are, like, ranked, like, number 10 in the state and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's not really like a ranking thing for on the team, but if you're starting, there's definitely a reason you're starting. So
Yeah.
and then like the order we bat, it's not like a ranking. It's just like it kind of like you put someone who you know is going to get on base, like you put them first, so then they're on base, and then like your 3-hole hitter, like they're typically like a better hitter or like a big hitter, power hitter.
Mm-hmm.
So then they like when there's people on base, they can like hit them in, bring them home.
Yeah.
You know? There's like strategies to the orders that the coaches do, but
Yeah.
it's not like ranked really.
No, that's good though. I like that. Cause like I feel like with running, like your team, like you're friends with all your teammates, but I feel like a lot of times you like go out there and it's like all of a sudden it's like your biggest competitors is your team, but like in a good way, cause you're like pushing each other to do better.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're out there, it's kind of like you're not like thinking like some people. Okay, like sometimes I'll look at another team and be like, oh, this girl from like this team, like I know she's like similar paced as me, like I'm gonna try and like beat her time.
Yeah.
But like most of the time you're only really thinking about the girls on your team
Okay.
or like how you're running against them. But I feel like it's interesting how like other sports, I mean obviously you're more working together, I feel
Yeah.
like, so you're not like competing in that kind of.
I feel like that's something like with running. Like I feel like you're competing against your team, which is kind of hard. I feel like, is it not?
No, yeah, no, it definitely is, and it's also one of those things where you feel like you know where you're basing where you need to be based on who you're like where your teammates are. Like
Wow.
kind of. But it's not supposed to be that way. Like, at the beginning of the season, everyone just runs. And then after, like, a few races, you get in the rhythm, like, oh, I'm supposed to be between this person and this person. Like, if I'm in front of, like, a certain people when I run, I know I'm going too fast because, like, I know their paces that well. So it's, like, it's kind of just, like, it's such a, like, strategy thing. But, like, when you first get out in the season, I love it because it's kind of like a restart. And you literally don't know, like, you don't know who's going to be the fastest. I mean, you think you're going to know, but then sometimes it definitely, like, changes. So, one of those things where you can't really expect anything. You have to just, anyone can get better at any time, and you just have to, you know, practice, especially if things come up. Because for me, a lot of stuff came up this year with it just being probably one of the hardest years in high school, I feel like. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I know, like, cross-country, like, it technically is, like, a team sport, right?
Yeah. Because, like, when you go to state, all the points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, with softball, I feel like, I mean, softball is a team sport, too, but I feel like it's more of a team sport.
Yeah, well, because y'all are all, like, if you win the game, you
win as a team.
And everyone's excited. Like,
Uh-huh.
your team could do good at a race.
Yeah.
But, like, there's going to be a few people upset because they didn't get a personal best. And I think that's when it gets, I feel like that's when it gets difficult. Because then especially when everyone's, like, celebrating and you just feel, like, not good about your race, it sucks.
I mean, with softball, we still have moments like that, but I feel like with running, it's more, like, out there about that. Like, seeing someone wearing a first-place medal when you got not first place.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, as a team, we win. Like, even if
Yeah.
you didn't do good that game, you still won, so it's still something.
Yeah. Well, and I don't even know if anybody on our team has even gotten first before. Like, it's not really, there's so many people running. Like, if you get on the podium, it's, like, considered, like, really good. But I think for us, too, it's, like, literally just about beating our own times, which is kind of cool. It's, like, not about, like, it is about winning.
PR.
Yeah. But it's, like, more about,
Yeah.
if my time is even, like, 3 seconds under my PR, I'm going to be happy, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's, like,
But that's
win.
good. That's, like, personal improvement. So,
Yeah.
like,
But I feel like that's, like, the runner's mindset, I think, versus, like, a different sport, which I don't know. But, yeah. It's fun. It's definitely fun. Well, this was great. I have one more question for you. Because this is, like, the podcast motto.
Let's do it.
Okay, when you're feeling like, you know, like all these things going on, like good and bad, how do you stay devoted every single day?
Let's see. I feel like it kind of is in the word devoted. I feel like my mindset is something that keeps me going. So, like, waking up knowing it's a new day, new start, stepping up to the plate, new at bat, new start, like leaving everything negative in the past.
Oh, I love that.
Like, remember the positives. Use those as fuel. But leave the negative in the past. And if you want to remember the negative, think of it to improve.
Yeah.
Not to dwell and not to, like, get in your own head. Use it as motivation. But don't overthink it too much.
Yeah.
Like, there's a fair balance. And that's a lot of words. And I probably just, like, contradicted myself when I was saying
love that so much. No, but I agree. I feel like I used to go through a phase where every race I'd do really good, and then the next race I would do really bad, and then the next race I would do really good. Because every time you do bad, like, you use that because you're, like, almost, like, angry and you want to do better.
Yeah.
And so I think, honestly, that's kind of, like, a positive thing in itself. Like, even though you feel like you did bad, like, I feel like it's a positive influence. Like, you can't be, like, super successful and never fail.
Exactly.
So,
use everything as motivation.
Yeah. No, I love that. Okay, guys, so that concludes our episode with Summer. I hope you guys enjoyed and stayed for the entire time. If you did, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've followed us on all the platforms. And we're very thankful to have you listen to us. And if y'all have any more ideas for upcoming podcasts, please, on the Let's Get Devoted Instagram, there should be a spot for y'all to put any of your ideas down. And I will definitely take it into consideration for our upcoming episodes.